Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to our first installment of Kalamazoo Christian Presents. He is a model of what we want our children to follow. I would like to introduce with pleasure Dr. Ben Carson.
My mother was out working very hard, 2-3 jobs at a time as a domestic, cleaning other people's houses. And she would leave at 5 in the morning, get back after midnight. And why did she work so hard? Because she didn't want to be dependent. You don't have to have a PhD to talk to God. All you have to do is have faith. And she had faith, and she asked God to give her the wisdom to know what to do to get her young sons to understand the importance of intellectual development so that they could control their own lives. And when I was 14, another youngster angered me, and I had a large camping knife, and I tried to stab him in the abdomen. And fortunately, under his clothing, he had on a large metal belt buckle, and the knife blade struck with such force that it broke. And he fled in terror, but I was more horrified than he as I recognized that there I was trying to kill somebody over nothing. And I locked myself in the bathroom. And I started contemplating my life and realizing that with a temper like that, I would never realize my dream of becoming a physician. My options would be reform school, prison, or the grave. And none of those appealed to me. And I just fell on my knees and I prayed and I said, Lord, I can't control my temper. But I had to tell you something. When God fixes a problem, he doesn't just do a paint job. He fixes it from the inside. And it is no longer a problem. And it's wonderful. And, you know, I adopted God that day as not only my heavenly Father, but as my earthly Father. The founders of our nation said that our freedom and our system of government is based upon a well-informed and educated populace. And they said if they ever become anything other than that, the nature of the country will quickly change. Why were those American settlers so successful? Why were they able to move across a rugged and hostile land from one sea to the other? Because they knew how to do things. It's what I call the can-do spirit, which characterized America. Each one of those letters means something special. The T is for talent, which God gave to every single person. The H is for honesty. Lead a clean and honest life. The I is for insight, which comes from listening to people who've already gone where you're trying to go. Learn from their triumphs. Learn from their mistakes. You can go much further, much faster. The N is for nice. Be nice to people. The K is for knowledge, which is the thing that makes you into a more valuable person. The B is for books, which is the mechanism for obtaining that knowledge. And you know, it's never too late. My mother did eventually teach herself to read, got her GED, went on to college in 1994, got an honorary doctorate degree, so she's Dr. Carson now too. So it's never too late. The second I is for in-depth learning, learning for the sake of knowledge and understanding. And the last letter, G, is for God. We have to be willing to stand up for what we believe in. It's our job to be courageous and to recognize that freedom is not free. It must be fought for. We must be vigilant to guard it, because that is the only way that we will ever have one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So I'm particularly honored to be the first speaker for this series. I know next year you're going to have Andy Andrews. He's a wonderful guy. He's going to guarantee it'll be worth your while to come out and hear him.